Peace, it's me O.G.B.O for Mega Man Codes. Today's message is for the females, for the sisters. Um, a lot of you sisters, those of you who are attempting to raise male children in the absence of a father, first and foremost, I commend you. Um, you're doing the very best you can do with what you know. So I want to hopefully, with Allah's permission, give you some things to consider. You are trying to raise young boys by yourself with your understanding of what it is to be a man or male. Unfortunately, in most cases, you are doing the total opposite of what you're setting out to do. Case in point, your child is having difficulty catching on to, say, a topic in school or a subject, and you're doing homework with your child. You find yourself being loud with this 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old. And you don't necessarily take an issue with this because in your mind, again, this is your idea of what a masculine energy is or what a father would be doing. Because on the backside of this thought is, I can't make my son weak. I gotta make him strong. And you have this idea that screaming at a boy is what's going to make him strong because that's what a father would do. And in all honesty, only an immature father would address a child that way, his child that way. In most cases, a father, when he's talking to his child, he's talking to himself again. Ask him. He is literally having a conversation with himself at that age, and he's trying to correct things that he wished someone would have corrected when it was actually when the shoes were on his foot when he was a child. What you're doing, you're running that child into a corner, and then you're hurling at that child things such as, you not gonna be no girl, is you? You behaving like a sissy. Now, again, you're doing the total opposite of what you're trying to do. See, you're trying to make sure your little boy grow up to be strong. But what you're really doing is giving your child a complex. See? What your child is hearing is, my mama sees something in my characteristics or my behavior that is feminine. That's sissy behavior. That's what your child is hearing. And you're setting your child up for failure. Now, man, woman alike, the worst thing you can do is break the mind of a child. What I mean by break the mind is the brain of a child is very delicate. Like you're handling an egg. Okay? When you get your eggs from the grocery store, you put your egg at the top part of the food basket to ensure that nothing heavy is placed on top of the egg, which would damage the egg, right? And when you bag your groceries and you bring it to the vehicle or the car, you may put your eggs and your bread in the front seat and the rest of the groceries in the back. Again, to ensure that nothing heavy damages the egg. This is how you have to look at your child, male or female child. It's very easy to break a child, yelling at a child, cursing at a child. There's no reason, mom, dad, grandma, there's no reason to have to curse at a child. Questioning a child's um, gender or their whether they're homosexual or heterosexual, there's no reason to do that. There are a lot of things going on in this world, such as giving poor children, underprivileged children, too much estrogen that's found in soy, like soy milk. Things like this contribute to our children growing up with this idea that they're not who they see in the mirror. It's a whole lot that play into that. The schools that we send our children to that are already not invested in bringing out the best in our sons and our daughters. And they push our children in certain directions. They're quick to label our children, knowing that statistically speaking, once a child receives a label such as ADD, ALD, the child already begins to separate his or herself from what's the perceived norm is. Okay? I'm different from other children. This develops low self-esteem, low achievements in life. You are dealing with a wicked people. But I'm saying this to say this. Don't you take part in that. You're already sending them into a world, an environment that you are not in control of. And due to lack of unity, understanding, and resources, we're sending our children to be taught by the descendants of those who enslaved our people. Now, I know many of you don't find an issue with that, and me even speaking on it is racist. Okay? You will never find Jewish parents sending their children to be educated by Germans, though. You should take notes. But saying that to say this, you're sending your children into an environment that you're not in control of. And that environment is going to chip away at your child. You have to do the total opposite. Hug your sons, hug your daughters. Tell them whatever their talent is, highlight it. Whatever they're good at math, they're good at science, highlight it, praise it. Breathe praise on your children. Bless your children. Don't curse them. This O.G.B.O. for Mega Man Codes. I hope I made sense to somebody out there listening. Till next time, peace.